Hello there. Today I'm going to talk to you about this journey of giving up and how to get it started. And it's not about the practical steps of giving up alcohol, it's really all about the emotional aspects and about who you are and who you can be without alcohol. If you've never met me before, my name's Jules Rutherford. I work generally with older women who are grey area drinkers who want to quit. And I have been doing this work for 5 or 6 years now. And it's the love of my life. And it is the love of my life because I gave up alcohol. I drank from the age of 13 and I drank for the trauma, the childhood trauma, and I drank because of all the bad decisions I made, because I always had a hangover, or I was always in this sort of vaguely grumpy, vaguely tired sort of state that isn't conducive to making good decisions. And then I would drink more because I made bad decisions, and on and on and on. And when I'm working with women, one of the things that we always talk about in the very beginning, probably maybe the first 15, 20 minutes of the session, is the practical stuff, the how to stop drinking, how to deal with your triggers, how to which habits that you need to start developing and to replace your drinking habit, other steps that you can take to reduce the stress, the daily stress that is driving you to pick up the bottle as soon as you walk through the door. Whatever those practical things might be. But literally, it's a 15, 20-minute conversation and then we're done. And the rest of the time is talking about the real reason that will help you stay sober. And in terms of the practical stuff, I just want you to know, firstly, alcohol, it's much, when you're a grey area drinker, it's much easier to stop than you think it is. And I know many of you have probably had like a month here and there, done a few weeks, maybe even a couple of years, and then you've gone back to it. And I'll come back to that a little bit later. But in terms of the practical stuff, you've read all the books, you've done all the courses, you've been in the memberships, you still haven't found the magic sentence, that magic little kind of light bulb moment that says, oh, this is how I do it forever. And it's because it's not outside you. That information isn't outside of who you are. It's completely within you. When you drink, it takes you so far away from who you are. And one of the things that I adore about working with women is getting to the end of a session, of the sessions that we've worked together, and seeing not the fact that she's sober, because it's almost irrelevant. Well, it is almost irrelevant, but it is the transformation in who she is, how she sees herself, and the fact that she feels 100% comfortable in her own skin. And that is because she's tapped into who she is, why she is drinking, and the things that she wants to pursue because she's sober. And if this resonates with you, I just want to give you a little bit of advice that might help you really connect with who you're meant to be as a sober woman. Because I know you are not meant to be this grumpy, miserable, bitey, whiny, angry, fizzing ball of stress and misery for the rest of your life, because that is the trajectory that you will end up on, because that's what alcohol does to you. It's got nothing to do with who you really are. That's the outcome of drinking alcohol. The real you, the real woman underneath all that alcohol, you need to start listening to who that woman is. Now, I've got a guided visualization called Future You, which you can listen to. I'll link it below, because that will help you connect to that woman. I sort of recorded it and did it on myself, and I realized that there is something about who I am that needs to do this. And honestly, I find this a bit weird and uncomfortable, but I can't not do it, because I want you to stop drinking. I am now writing like a demon. It's brilliant. But the most important thing is I wake up happy every day. I am not sitting with my stress, because sobriety gives you the clarity of mind and the strength of will and the strength of character that is naturally who you are, to help you make the right decisions for you. The problem that you have when you're drinking is it's really a little bit difficult to connect with that version of you that is desperate to be out. And there's a few other things that you can do apart from listening to Future You. You can ask yourself, go back to your childhood. What was it that you loved to do so much that you would lose time when you were doing it? For me, despite my pretty horrible childhood, I if you gave me a book, you would find me lying on my bed, face, scrunched into my book, so lost and joyful. I wrote poems, I wrote stories. I was always connected to words. And over the years since I've stopped drinking, I have written and written and written, and I've had lots and lots and lots of bits of writing that are now coming together in a book. And it's just amazing that I'm doing this, but it feels like me. Now, there might be something that you've done that you used to do that made you feel like who you really are. So think about that. Think about that part of you that is still whoever it is you're meant to be. You know this. You are wise. That is the nature of woman. I know lots of people might disagree with me, but we have to contend with a huge amount. So that means we learn a huge amount. So by the time we get to this age, we are, we have a pretty big suitcase full of ideas and experiences and advice that we can share with the people that we love. And the last piece of advice I would give you is try journaling it out. And I'll give you a prompt that might help you just unlock your thinking. If I stop drinking today, I can fill in whatever follows after that. There is opportunity for you. There is a chance for you to return home to who you were always meant to be. And every woman I have worked with has said at some point, I've got no idea who I am. That's alcohol. As soon as you get sober and you start focusing on how you want to live your life, who you are, how you want to be present in the world for the people that you love, you will find more than enough strength to stay sober, because all the things that you are doing are just joyful and brilliant and wonderful. And this is how you're supposed to live. This is how I'm supposed to live. It's we have I'm not saying you've got a great big purpose, go change the world or anything like that. Your purpose might just spend the next 10 years being the most amazing mum that you can be, which is Not just, because that's amazing, but being who you are. Even if you are still drinking at the moment, give yourself a little bit of time to think about, who are you without alcohol? Because I promise you, you are funny, joyful, loving, compassionate, happy, and any other good word that you can think of. And you're not only that, you'll be free to be yourself. So find a way back home to who you are. Just stop drinking. It's much easier than you think. All my love. Take care.